around with it.
Okay, I just had to enable the microphone and the desktop audio, I think.
Oh yes, we're the desktop audio. You're the microphone,
All right.
so you should be good to go now. Oh, awesome! We are now have volume, and you didn't stop the recording, so we're just gonna have it with everyone do it. That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you, Josh, for being so helpful on this.
Thanks
Recording in
for
progress.
explaining how to do it.
Okay, I think Mike, we're good to go whenever you're ready.
Hello, and welcome to this episode of Fallen Dragons. This will be episode 8, Keepers of the Prophecy. My name's Mike. I'm your dungeon master for the night. And I'm here with 3 of my players. Let's go around and introduce the players and the characters they're playing, because it's been a while since we've done that. So let's start right below me with Tina.
Hi, I'm Tina. I play Esma Seafarer, and hold on one second. Sorry, my dog wants to bark. And I play a rogue, and sometimes bard, but mostly rogue.
Let's move over to Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm playing Blaise Tefix, a bard who managed to get himself teleported to the Limbo realm and is now back in the material and is terrified of casting spells again.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue for you for a while. Magic PTSD.
Hey, but it was like living in mushrooms for a very long time. It must have been kind of nice.
And last but not least, Patrick. Tell us who you are and who you play.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I am playing James. I am a monk who is a painter who is painting the castle and got put in prison. Normal things.
They were really picky about the color splotch. So
You did a great job. No worries.
you brought the wrong one and they threw you in the dungeon for it. So,
it's all just a misunderstanding.
Well, yes, but when the other side of that misunderstanding is a dragon who rules the city you're in, they're gonna win most of the time. So, but
maybe you have no proof of this.
They could have just eaten you right there. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out next time.
But to give you a
I was gonna say don't tempt Mike, because Mike might actually have that happen, or we live in a dragon's stomach.
There's probably a civilization down there.
Probably.
It's probably not alive though. But to give you a quick overview of where the group is, their first mission was to get a dragon egg for a wizard. That mission didn't turn out quite like either side hoped it would. Although Esma was able to negotiate a treaty of sorts with the dragons, which there will be consequences to it, but she doesn't know what those are going to be yet.
It's all right. We'll figure it out. We're fast on our feet.
Because her mother, the queen, has no idea that this occurred.
I didn't either because I didn't know that my mother was alive or that my stepfather is dead. So I'm learning all brand new things.
And so, after negotiating with the dragons, they work their way out of the Shadowfell to meet up in Aird with the mage who hired them, only to find out, to his annoyance, that the dragon egg had in fact hatched, and all that the party was left with was the shell of the egg, which the wizard was highly annoyed, but decided to pay them anyway just to get rid of them.
Hey, it's
It's
not
his
our
fault
fault.
for not being specific enough.
Well, he could have never guessed when the egg would have hatched anyway.
Yeah.
No, even the dragons don't know that. So, so now the party finds itself sitting in one of the many taverns in Aird, eating, discussing the mission, healing up, getting to know their new friend Josh, and wondering if his trip to Limbo is going to have consequences for the rest of the party or not. So, what kind of conversation are you guys having while you're sitting in the tavern drinking? Basically, going, what the hell was that? But
Esma's just happy that she was able to think on her feet and, survive a little bit better than what she expected. So she's just relaxing and drinking because, she is a little bit of a slush.
yeah, for your for the other party members who don't know this, in fact, let's do it this way. You're sitting around a table in the inn. Describe to each other what your character looks like.
Ooh, Esma is blue. She is a Genasi, so she's blue. She's dressed as a bard, but I think she's gonna let her rogueness show out a lot more now that her secrets are being shown a little bit. And she has a smiley face all the time. And are we back at where Genie Daddy lives? Or are we at another bar?
You can be at any bar you want.
Okay.
If you want to be back in his inn, you can, because that is an inn that you guys have spent considerable amount of time in, so you would know how to get there.
Okay, so I think that's where we actually met with the wizard the first time. So I imagine we're there because if we're gonna be in the city, we're probably visiting him. So
Yeah.
Esma's drinking and staring at the Genie Daddy, which Esma has a big crush on. Like really big crush on him.
So, and Esma is a or at least she presents being a teenager.
Which we all know is not true.
Yeah, but for some reason, even though she isn't, she still acts like one.
She never grew up. What can we say?
It's just acting in character.
Yeah.
So,
Her persona.
so what do the other two of you look like?
I've got orange hair, green eyes, normal looking human. And then I've got like red monk's robes.
Okay. About average height.
About average height, like 5'10".
Okay. And Esme is how tall?
Mike, are you asking my height or Patrick's height?
Yours.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm testing to make sure everything sounds right. So I'm 5'2".
So Esme's 5'2".
Yeah, about 5'2", 5'3".
And finally, the newest member of your little trouble causing group. What is
So Blaze is a human. He's got pale skin, bright blue eyes. He's got blonde hair, and he's dressed in bardic entertainer's clothes with many, many colors on them and lots of pockets.
and he's about how tall?
5'8".
So you and Jim are about the same size.
Although I'd imagine that James is probably a little bit tougher looking, because monk.
Little bit.
Possibly.
Also having a strength modifier of any kind.
So as the three of you are sitting around, I imagine you're drinking and eating, and Esma's flirting with the bartender, and the bartender's thinking to himself, "Oh my God, not her again."
You know he likes it.
It's evident on his face, but not to Esma.
So as you guys are doing that, and generally recovering from your harrowing experience, you see two other people enter the bar.
Oh, Mike, quick question. Is Smite and Melody's character going to be NPCs, or are they doing something right now? No, they're not going to be in the game.
They're doing other things because if I'm running two NPCs on top of this, it's just too much work.
Okay.
Um, okay. Here we are. You see a sea elf in cleric robes walk in. And then you see walking next to him a dwarf. And he looks like he's wearing scribe robes. He looks like an administrator of some. And they step up to the bar, and you can see them talking to the genie behind the bar. They're not close enough for you to hear what they're saying. And after a few minutes, they both turn around, and the genie behind the bar says, the Stormlord Temple at the fork of the river before it enters the sea has been broken into.
Oh no.
And these fine gentlemen are from there and are looking for adventurers to help.
Esma looks up and says, "Oh, we should help these people.
I'll bring my bagpipes.
Hopefully, we'll get coins."
Well,
I mean, that's
so
generally how adventuring works. You do some random task and they pay you,
or you die.
or you die.
Yeah. Not too many choices, real. But
Well, sign me up.
so the three of you immediately jump up and walk up to these two gentlemen, and you notice nobody else in the inn seems to be at all interested. They're just drinking and eating and generally oblivious to most things.
Esma winks at Genie Daddy. Just a sly wink.
He shakes his head and looks at the looks at the human and the sea elf and goes, "You're gonna have your hands full."
So
Yes.
do I notice anything strange about these people with my crazy perception abilities?
No, nothing out of the ordinary, except for the fact that you can tell that both of them are quite distressed.
Okay. Well, that means we can ring them for extra cash.
Um, so if since you've decided to go with them, it'll take you a good hour and a half walk to get from Aird to the fork in the river just outside of Parnassus. A warning you are given by the two of these are, and Esma would know this because Esma's already done it.
Would she know this? Would she really? Just joking.
Because on one side of the fork in the river, before it heads to the sea, is half cliff swamp, and on the other fork is the entrance to the open lands. And nobody's ever gone into the open lands and returned. In fact, the reputation has gotten so strong that there's a 30,000 gold piece reward for any group willing to go in and able to come out.
We should do it.
30,000 gold? Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Because there are 3 kingdoms on this continent. They're each throwing in 10,000 gold each. They have none of them have any information about what lives in the open lands, because everybody who's ever gone to look has never come out.
It's the great city of London.
So, and the 2 gentlemen are telling you this as a warning as you're making your way to the Stormlord's Temple, which is not far from either one of these places.
Warning, opportunity, you know.
Let's do it.
Let's help these people first, and then go to certain death. I want to be
Okay.
rich when I go to my death.
That is true, and then we get buried with our treasure. Smart.
What if you end up dead before you get to your death?
Oh no. I hadn't
Well,
thought of that first.
If you die before you die, you don't die when you die.
yeah, I like that.
Unless you die, are resurrected, and then die again.
That's
I
fair.
wonder if Esma has the potions that she had from the other game. Because we do have a resurrection potion.
By a monster who hates you so bad that he resurrects you just to kill you multiple times.
Hey, that'll be fun.
Turns
So,
out your death experiences use up your 1 chance at a death experience.
Yeah.
All the chemicals are gone. You can't die now. Well, enjoy the void.
Well, Esma's a masochist, so she would actually maybe like it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun for her.
okay.
Kinky.
Just a little bit.
Have to file that one away for later use, but that's all right. So after an hour and a half or so, you get to a actually rather nondescript 3-story gray building. And they lead you inside.
I'm gonna name it Grey House. Or Grey
The-
Garden. But there's no garden, so Grey House.
This is in fact the Temple of the Stormlord.
Chapter
It's-
2.
It's actually a fairly sizable place. As you walk in the main room, there is an altar on the far end of the room, right next to a large stone fireplace. All of you give me a perception check.
$21.
23.
17.
As the three of you enter and Primus closes the door behind you, you see turned over shelves, knocked over candles and statues and such. And you also see, laying side by side in the center of the room, a young male and a young female dwarf who are dead.
Aw.
Esma makes a little prayer to the Storm Lord. I don't actually know if we know in this game that she is a disciple of Stormlord, but she'll do a silent prayer if no one knows.
Real quick, it looks like everything just crashed on the Zoom for me.
Oh yeah, I did. I don't see anything on the on it.
Technical difficulties. I didn't
Way
prep that.
Recording stopped.
I paused it.
Alright, should I hit